SRO Magazine presents Backstage, Rocklahoma 2014.
The event mankind has been waiting for.
Rocklahoma 2014 and SRO Magazine is there interviewing all the hottest acts in rock music today.
This is Ferg with SRO Magazine, and we are live backstage, Rocklahoma 2014 with Red Light King, and we got Kaz right here. How you doing, brother?
Good, Ferg. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm great.
Good.
How's it being down here in Rocklahoma in the middle of Oklahoma?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. God's country, you could say.
Yeah. Is this the first time you've been down here?
No, we played Rocklahoma in 2012, side stage, and this year we're on the main stage on Sunday.
Excellent.
Opening up the stage there. So we've been through here a lot, and it's always a good time, man.
All right. So last album, Irons in the Fire.
Yes, that one came out just last year.
Mm-hmm. With the single Times Are Hard.
Yeah, that's a new single, Times Are Hard.
Yeah,
right.
that just you just released that not too long ago.
Yeah, it went top 10 there, man. We were really happy about that. It's kind of a mid-tempo song, heavy lyric song. So I didn't know how it would do in the rock charts, and it did really well, man. People really related to it, so I'm very grateful for that.
And you've had some success for both.
Sex,
yes, sex. He's had sex before. You've had success before. I mean, you've had music that was on the Italian Job.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
years
and
ago.
Malcolm in the Middle, and you were the only person to successfully do Old Man with Neil Young.
Right.
From Neil Young.
Yeah, right.
And just quickly, honestly, how did that? Because nobody else was able to do it. How did you successfully get Neil Young to let you do Old Man?
Well, I'd like to think that I wrote a good song. It was my own version of his classic Old Man, and originally I didn't even have the sample in it. It was kind of an afterthought, and so I played it to my producers with the sample in it because I love Neil's voice. It's very haunting, actually.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was cool. I played to my producers, and they flipped out. So they said, we got to get Neil to hear it. So that was very difficult just to get him to hear it. It took, several weeks. Working all the connections, all the angles to get him to hear it. And, all his people said no, but when Neil finally heard it, he liked it. And his manager liked it, and they gave us permission to use a sample of his original song.
Did you ever get to meet him?
No, I've walked by the guy a few times, man. It just never happened. So I'm sure we'll get to meet and hopefully talk about that.
Excellent. Well, I was excited about doing this, man. I was a bullet in my hand. I want to make sure I wrote it down. That was one of my favorite songs. So I do a small article on it. It's a deep dive. It's just going and grabbing songs that maybe people didn't hear of at the first or whatever. And that was one I wrote about early on. I've just been a big fan of your music. And
thank you very much. Yeah, Bullet in My Hand was off the first record.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big song for us, man. We close with that one usually, People are pretty stoked on it.
When you're writing, how do ideas come about? I mean, do you just hear something you go, I like, and then go from there, or?
It's all different. I think it's just different time periods in my life. When I'm set out to write a record, sometimes I'll force the situation, and other times when I'm not, it'll kind of just fall out of the sky. I was driving last night at 2-3 in the morning, and I started singing a song, and I almost wrote the whole lyric too. So I just sang it into my iPhone, and then I got back to the hotel and I started strumming the right chords. So I put it together like that. I don't know why it comes to me. I don't know where it comes from.
Are you working on the new stuff?
Yeah, always. I was working on any stuff. Because if I try to write a specific Red Light King record, sometimes I end up writing the same song.
Okay.
So I just like writing everything, every genre, every style, and then I'll sort of, if it's a great song, I think any song can be produced or presented in any genre. That's why I see certain bands doing covers,
right?
And it's badass, right? Of a song that you wouldn't normally think was a rock song, because it's a good song. So I just try to write good songs and then worry about how heavy the guitar is, and after, just the gut feeling of it later, usually.
Just a couple more. What's your favorite type to play? Do you like playing the bar scene? I mean, where you got that smaller venue up to the 1,500, or do you like the arenas, the festivals? What's the coolest place for you to play, in your own opinion?
To me, it's about just having a great show, connecting with people, and sometimes that means the big festivals, and sometimes that means the small venues. You know, you can't. I really take it on a show-to-show basis, you know. I really try and connect with the people in the city and the state that I'm in, because this country is so great, so vast. You really do get a lot of different flavors, and so I just try and stay in the moment when I'm playing shows. And I'm not mad when 30,000 people are singing my song. I'm not mad when 3,000 people are singing my song. So it's all good.
Excellent. Hey, I appreciate you taking out the time. I do. This is Ferg Backstage Live, Rocklahoma 2014. This is Kaz, Red Light King, and we are excited and we are happy to have him here. And thank you, sir.
No problem.
We are out of here.
For more information on Rocklahoma 2014 and for all your music and entertainment news, you know where to go. Go to SRO. That's SROMagInc.com. SRO is sponsored by Kick-Ass Cables, PhDRadio.com, Robert's Guitar, TDLMusicGroup.com. The SRO audio and video was done by Carson Drive Studios and SROMagInc.com.